Have you ever wondered how to add a directions link to a button in a dynamic gallery in Google Sheets? Well, let's dive right in and start setting up the prerequisites. Our first task is to create a custom field named address. Now, why do we need this? This field will hold the address content that we want to link to. We also create a custom field called URL. In this field, we'll capture the URL that we'll ask ChatGPT to generate from the given address. Next, we create a flow. We'll call this flow directions. In this flow, we instruct ChatGPT to generate a map hyperlink from the content in our address field. We will also define a block where we will display both the value of the address and the hyperlink which people can click to navigate. Quite nifty, isn't it? But here's a crucial step. Don't forget to get the ID from the step in this flow. You can find it by clicking on the fingerprint icon at the top of the step. Make sure to store this ID safely as we'll need it later on. Having set up the prerequisites, we can move on to the next step of creating the button. Now that we have the prerequisites set up, it's time to create a directions button. This simple addition to your dynamic gallery can make a world of difference to its functionality. Let's dive in. First things first, you need to have your dynamic gallery ready and raring to go. Assuming you've already got that part covered, we move on to the next step. Open up your action block that contains the Google Sheets action. You'll find it's a treasure trove of options, but today we're interested in one specific area, the buttons. Scroll down to the buttons section and prepare to make your mark. Click on any available button and watch as a range of settings pop up. Now, it's time to give your button an identity. Label it Directions. This is the button that your users will click on to generate directions based on the address data in your gallery. Next, we have to define the action for this button. Under When this button is pressed, select Start External Step. This simply means that when someone clicks this button, an external process will be initiated. The process in this case is the flow you created for generating the map hyperlink. You'll need to fill in the step ID value. Remember the step ID you stored when we created the directions flow? It's time to put it to use. Enter it here. But we're not done just yet. Click on Additional Actions and prepare to make a crucial connection. Here you select the name of the custom field, in our case it's address. This is the field that will be filled with the address data from your Google Sheets. To complete this connection, you need to define the value of this field. This corresponds with the column that holds the address in your sheet. For our example, it's column R. Once you've entered this, save everything. And there you have it. You've just added a directions button to your dynamic gallery. With the directions button now created, let's test it out to see if it works as expected. Our directions button is set up and ready to go. It's time to put it to the test. Now let's see if our efforts have paid off. First, navigate to your dynamic gallery. You should see your newly minted directions button sitting there, eager to serve its purpose. Go on, give it a click. If all has gone according to plan, you'll be directed to a map showing the address you've input. Once you've ironed out any kinks, you're good to go. You've successfully added a directions link to a button in a dynamic gallery in Google Sheets. Now you know how to add a directions link to a button in a dynamic gallery in Google Sheets. It's a valuable skill that can help you deliver more to your customers. Thank you for watching.